Wow, Old has such a haunting, chilling, and uncomfortable premise where you just cannot stop watching it because it's just so gripping from start to finish. Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel Lifestyle Critic. I hope you're having a brilliant day. So in this video we are going to be reviewing Old, which is the latest psychological thriller / horror movie to come from M. Night Shyamalan and is based on the novel called Sandcastles. Now the concept and the premise of this movie is so brilliant, and it has some really interesting themes across this movie, and the fact that they were filming this during the COVID pandemic I just feel like is absolutely brilliant. However, I do feel like they could have definitely pushed the concept and the premise of this movie so much further, and some of the acting is a little bit questionable and some of the dialogue definitely could have been improved a lot more. But that being said, like I said in my opening, the movie is so gripping and you literally just can't stop watching it from start to finish, and I cannot wait to break it down for you in this movie review. So the storyline of Old has a relatively straightforward premise in terms of a group of travelers are finding themselves on a secluded beach where they are aging really rapidly, and on this beach a year goes by in 30 minutes, so things are really going fast and things are really intense. And the film explores some really interesting themes in turn with this, such as time, anxiety, manipulation, paranoia, acceptance, and to add to this, certain characters have physical and mental diseases, so the film then explores how the characters are going to cope in these very extreme circumstances. Now from a positives point of view, like I said right in the beginning, this film has a really cool concept. So it really does put a magnifying glass on society and seeing how people are going to interact together, how people are going to deal with the fact that they are aging really quickly. And also, when you put these random group of characters together, are they going to work together? Are they going to turn on each other? And I also really like the fact that it really makes you question how you are spending your time. How would you deal with things on this island? So that is really interesting. I think it's really haunting, as well as it really shows the evil side of humans as well. And actually, I really like the twist in this movie. I know M. Night Shyamalan has got a bit of a reputation now of having a twist pretty much in all of his movies, but actually I thought this twist was really fascinating. We have seen this kind of thing happening in quite a lot of other TV shows and movies, but nonetheless it was really interesting as well. And also I really like the fact that it is a bit of a commentary on society at large as well. However, from a negatives point of view, like I said in the beginning as well, I really do feel like they could have made so much more with the premise. The movie is really fascinating, but I just feel like the middle segments in particular really could have been executed a lot more strongly, as it does go up and down in terms of how much you are enjoying and engaging and immersing into this movie. And also, I mean, the clue is in the title, but it is really uncomfortable in certain places as well. But all in all, from a storyline point of view, whilst they definitely could have made it a lot stronger, it is definitely one to watch as well. So from a cast and characters point of view, they have got a decent cast in this movie, and what they do with all the characters is really great. However, some of the acting wasn't that great in this movie, which is a little bit distracting. But that being said, it was pretty decent to be able to see what's going to happen with all of these different characters, and seeing also how they're going to be dealing with this and all of the human interactions, very Lord of the Flies-esque actually, seeing people on this island and seeing how they're going to be coping with these very extreme scenarios. It did also feel like a little bit of a theatrical play production rather than a movie at points, but that being said, the characters were really great from a journey point of view, so let's go through them one by one. So first up we have Vicky, Krieps and Gael Bernal, who are playing a couple that are going on their final family holiday before they have a divorce, and while also the mother has got a bit of a secret disease as well. And I just thought this couple's journey was really interesting, as obviously they're at the end of their journey as a family, and so being on this island really did bring all of that to the surface in terms of them really exploring their relationship issues if they're able to move past it, and also the impact that this then has on kids that are getting older really quickly. I just feel like this family's dynamic and this unit was really cool. I do feel like when the film opened, there was just so much overshadowing literally from the first line of this movie about things that are to come, which I think is really hilarious. Next up we have Rufus Sewell, who is most recently in The Father, and he is playing a schizophrenic surgeon on the island, which is really helpful as he's able to be a bit of a doctor figure, but he's also got this other side to his personality which is really, really dangerous. And I just feel like this character was decent, but I do feel like Rufus was overacting in certain moments as well. Next up we have Leung, who is most recently in Marvel Television's Inhumans TV series, and over here he is playing the husband to a character that has epilepsy. So this character is really, really nice, really, really helpful, and you get to see the impact of what the island is going to have on his wife's character, which is really, really fascinating. Next up we have Abbey, who was most recently in Lovecraft Country, and over here she is playing a model and a mother that has a muscle disease, and she cannot bear the fact that she is growing really old really, really quickly. And I just feel like this character stereotype is very similar to the characters that we've also seen in the Saw franchise. We also have a bit of a cameo appearance from M. Night Shyamalan himself, except this time it's not a bit of a small cameo appearance. This character does actually play a big part in the actual movie, which I think is really, really cool. And then we have the kids, and the effect of the island on these characters is super apparent. You get to see them aging really, really quickly, and all of the actors that they chose across the different phases of the kids' lives I think is really, really cool. And you also get to see what happens when a kid gets pregnant. You also get to see the experience of these characters who were children and then overnight literally are adults, and just seeing how they're going to be dealing with everything, seeing all of the chaos that their parents are doing, and also just trying to put a bit of rationality and logical mind thinking to this island, which I think is really, really fascinating. And so from a character's point of view, I honestly do feel like Old is really, really great. So from a visuals point of view, Old is really, really interesting, as the start and end of this movie are like a normal film. However, in the middle, of course, understandably, it is mainly centered on this beach. And I do feel like it's pretty impressive how they were able to film this entire movie during the pandemic. And one of the things that I really, really liked about how they filmed this movie is that you can tell that it is just one take panning across this beach and just showing all of the craziness that is happening with the different characters. Is really, really cool. So from a visuals point of view, whilst they could have made a lot more of the premise, I do feel like the way in which the cinematography and the spectacles of this movie are filmed are actually pretty impressive. So in terms of comparisons, whilst this concept and execution is really, really unique, I do think there are comparisons that you can draw with Awake, with the island, with Fantasy Island, and the beach. And also I feel like this film, in terms of comparing it to M. Night Shyamalan's other work, I think it's a lot stronger than Signs and Split. But I don't think it's as strong as The Sixth Sense, After Earth, and Unbreakable. So from a comparison point of view, I think it's pretty much in the middle. So overall, I do think Old is a really powerful and enjoyable movie. You know, it's got a really, really great concept and some really haunting themes. However, I do feel like the execution and the acting could have been a lot stronger. And so overall, from a scores point of view, I have to give it a 6 out of 10. I'd love to hear what you think, so please let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in my next video.